Think about this. When people start a new job, they simultaneously establish numerous new habits all at once. For example, a different wake-up time, a new commute to work, complex job skills, workplace protocols, schedules shifted, family routines, maybe even learning a new language if moving to a new country is included. Yet, conventional wisdom insists it's best to tackle learning only one habit at a time. However, the new job requires far more than just one new habit. This common life experience reveals something important about how effective behavioral change can actually be achieved. The secret isn't something from neuroscience or new research in behavior modification. It's a simple shift in perspective. When your alarm goes off for that new job, you don't negotiate with yourself. You don't have a should I or shouldn't I conversation. You simply get up because you know it's not optional. Adopting the same mindset will blow the lid off what you've limited yourself to trying in the past. Hey there, it's me, Cor, and you're listening to Exercising Self-Control from Fitness to Flourishing. Have you ever heard of a meta habit? This is the one habit that helps establish, organize, and master any other habit. Within Stoic strength training, I call this meta habit the practice. This is how you operationalize your personal excellence from the one purpose, that is your preferred self, all the way down to the one task at hand, which we will get to in later episodes. From the grand vision all the way down to taking action in the moment. It's all encompassed within the practice. The common advice to acquire habits is to commit to one at a time, usually over the course of several weeks to as long as months. The research suggests it can range anywhere from 18 to 254 days, with 66 being an average. However long it actually takes, you're not supposed to aim for more than one at a time. Unless they're quite small, then 2 to 3 might be okay. The thing is, it's not about the individual behaviors themselves. It's about how you relate to whatever those behaviors happen to be. There are things that must be done over the course of a day. Often you'll make a plan, even a simple list. Then you implement that plan. The thinking is done. Now it comes down to your follow-through. Your relationship with those tasks has shifted from thinking to doing. But not always. Problems occur when you open yourself to further thinking. You start renegotiating the necessity of the plan you've made. That can make sense when circumstances change or you need to adapt on the fly for reasons beyond your control. But when that desire to abandon the well-reasoned plan comes down to avoiding discomfort or fear or, in a word, your own emotional reluctance, you have a problem. Here's the perspective shift. You make the practice itself non-negotiable. When you make the practice non-negotiable, like showing up for work at your job, you bypass the internal debate entirely. You move from hoping you'll follow through to being someone who simply does what's required, even if it's done poorly or you don't feel like doing it. That's part of the process. You do what you can and keep moving forward. It's literally on-the-job training, as in my opening example with the new job. We'll go into greater detail over the next 2 episodes, but here's how it works in general terms. Step 1, reference your preferred self and your 3 preferred indifferents. These have already been defined using the process described in Defining Your Personal Excellence, Part 2 of 2. You'll review who you're becoming and what you've committed to realizing first thing in the morning. The principle here is you identify yourself by your choices. You are what you choose to do consistently. With this review of your 84-day commitment, you clarify what's important as you go into your day. Step 2, review your scheduled tasks for the day. These tasks might include wake-up time, reviewing the day ahead, 45-minute workout, your planned meals, work tasks that you have scheduled, for example, client work, marketing, accounting, family time, when you do your evening wrap-up, where you review your day and plan tomorrow, and then when you go to bed and the routine there. Step 3, implement the act as if mode. This is where the meta habit kicks in. You act as if these scheduled tasks are as non-negotiable as showing up for work. No internal debate, no waiting for motivation. You simply execute because that's what you've decided your preferred self does. The practice, as a framework, provides the why behind this approach. When you exercise virtuous self-control, whatever the circumstances, consequences, emotions, or social pressure, you develop the behaviors consistent with your preferred self. It happens naturally as you go about your day, but it starts with making the practice itself non-negotiable. Now you may be wondering, what if I schedule too much and burn out? You adapt. The principle here is adapt to reality fluidly. If you find you're burning out, you've been trying to force change. There will be adjustments that need to be made. That's part of the journey. But if you find you're putting too much pressure on yourself, adapt. You will learn what you're capable of doing as you make your plans and execute. How is this different from just being disciplined? Discipline implies forcing yourself against resistance. The practice eliminates the resistance by removing the option to negotiate. It's like the difference between forcing yourself to go to work versus simply going, because that's what people with jobs do. The attitude you take toward tasks you put in your schedule changes your thinking. It's, in quotes, to be done, not, in quotes, to consider doing. What about behaviors that require emotional shifts or motivation? The beauty of this approach is that it bypasses emotional readiness. You don't wait to feel like the person who goes to the gym. You become the person who goes to the gym by going to the gym when you've planned to go, regardless of how you feel. The behavior comes first, then the emotions follow. The key is you must treat the scheduled tasks within the practice exactly like you treat showing up for a new job. It's non-negotiable. Again, you go to work in the morning. You don't wake up and then think about going to work in the morning. In the same way, don't wait for motivation. Don't evaluate whether you feel like it. Simply execute, because that's what someone with your chosen identity does consistently. The overarching goal with this is making the practice itself non-negotiable. When you master this meta habit, you'll discover just how strong you can become. Developing the strength to keep your word to yourself will change your life like nothing else. It makes any other change not only possible, but almost inevitable. Virtuous self-control is the skill to build this strength, and the practice is the system within which you iterate and master this skill. You don't hope to be consistent with your preferred self. You make consistency inevitable through the excellent choices you refuse to negotiate. That's it for today. Catch you next time.